before they're executed. A lot of them, they give them a chance to say like a final statement before they're executed. And unfortunately, this man was executed.
They don't everywhere?
Some places do a written last statement where they just take your statement and they write it down. Some places you get to say something. Some places don't allow a final statement. Each state is going to be different. A CO at Angola brought a gun and drugs into the facility.
What was the intention with the gun?
She said, well, they were threatening to kill me, so I had to bring it.
You were going to give incarcerated men a gun?
Yeah. The CO that slept with a bunch of incarcerated men at Angola and had about 5 kids with them, she just got reassigned.
What? I'm sorry?
5 different guys had 5 children by 5 different men at Angola.
How is that allowed?
But we're the problem.
We are going to talk about Valentine's Day, specifically what that looks like as a prison wife, because let's be real, it does not look like how it looks like for every other woman. How do you prepare for trial with your loved one?
Shout out to the prison wives that have gone through your loved one's trial, like arrest, incarceration,
ride or die
trial, everything, pre-trial crap. Whoo! I'll be honest, I'm not winning Prison Wife of the Year because I will not step foot in a courtroom.
This headline: Donald Trump Jr. suggests reopening Alcatraz after Guantanamo Bay announcement. He suggested that he wants to reopen Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary for undocumented immigrants amid President Trump's mass deportation.
All right, so how are you feeling about the big live on Friday?
I'm ready.
Yeah? Okay.
We did it before with them, didn't we?
I did not. I think we did. I mean, we did the pod episode with Becky, but I don't think I've never done a live with them. No.
Why do I feel like I have?
You've done one because you did a lot of. Didn't you? Weren't you like a
Maybe it was just me.
Yeah, it was just you. You did like an ambassador thing with them.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was like I get everything confused.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
I wish I could sit there and I mean, I'm gonna try to. Let me say this: I'm gonna try and sit and watch it at work during my planning period. But
everyone should, if you whatever.
Yeah, you want to tell them? I was gonna say, you want to tell them?
Yeah, whatever you guys are doing on Friday, February 7th. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you take note of the time. I'm going to be going live with Pellypost on Instagram, and we're just going to have, just some friendly hang, and we're going to talk a little bit about Valentine's Day a little bit. We're going to do a little bit here today, not as much about that stuff, but I'm really excited to sit down and talk with them. We love them here. As you guys know, we had Becky on the podcast before. We love everything that they do, everything that they stand for. They created their business, from the best place possible and have grown, and they still care about all the incarcerated loved ones a lot more than a lot of the companies that work directly with us. So we love working with them anytime that we can. And we also did a little interview that we had sent them. So I'm excited to have them post that and be able to share that with everyone too. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I actually enjoyed answering all the questions for the interview. That was pretty cool.
I sent it after I answered all of them. I sent my answers to Joe, and Joe was like, I love this so much. And he was like, can you send me a copy of this whenever they post it? Because he's like, I really like it. I'm like, yeah.
I know. I read my answers to Michael. I was like, just hear me out. Let me see if these sound good. Because I feel like sometimes when I just start typing, like I can write and then I'll just keep going. So I kind of have to like reel it back, or maybe I say too much. So, but he listened. He was like, these are really great answers. And then Paige and I shared ours with each other, and we were like, hell yeah, these are great answers. Like, like Paige did a great job. So
did you. That's why I'm excited for it to all come out.
Yeah. So tune in Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Insta, Paige and Pellypost.
Our peeps at the Valentine's Day.
I'm ready. Hopefully I can catch some of it. I don't know how long it's going to be, but hopefully I can catch some of
I
it.
can't imagine it's gonna be super long, but
Okay.
y'all put, well, schedule your breaks around that shit, y'all.
I'm trying. I'm trying to do that. All right. Well, are we ready to get started on episode 44?
Of course.
All right. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Love with the Malls, a prison wife podcast. It's your friendly host, Gigi here, and I'm here with the beautiful.
Your friendly host, Paige.
Whoop, whoop.
Hi.
Yay, she did it. Do it again. Do it again. Yay. All right. And we're here today to bring you a little, I guess, a little Valentine's Day chitty chats here. I will say that we did get, I'm amazed because listen, I get terrified when I get angry about stuff on the pod. And I worry that, I mean, Paige can tell you all week I was
She was
for
everyone.
episode 43 all week I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna
Yeah.
die I'm gonna be ripped apart on YouTube or whatever, because I got angry. But obviously it's not really angry, it's more passionate. And it's I was just happy that we got so much good feedback. Like,
We
I
did.
can't tell you how many people just messaged me or texted me and told me, like, this episode was great. This episode was great. Oh my God, this episode was great. So,
Yay.
yeah,
Love
I'm really
that.
excited about that because I was terrified.
I feel like I knew the whole time that everything that we said was, nothing was like crossing the line, and, anything that anyone had a problem with was their own problem. So I was
Yeah.
ready for anyone to fight.
Paige is ready, y'all. She ready. She
Yeah,
ready.
it's my PMDD week, y'all. So that just means stay the fuck out of my
Back,
way.
back
Okay.
the fuck up.
Yeah, no one wants to be around me, not even myself.
Oh,
So,
we can't cuss. It's not 10 minutes
ooh,
yet. We're
back,
about to get shadow banned.
back the heck,
Back the heck up. There you go.
back the heck up.
Sorry. All right. Well, this episode of Love with the Malls, episode 44, is I want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsors, plural, because it is all of our OG bad wallers on the Patreons.
Period.
So,
All the
Patreon has sponsored this episode. Go ahead, Paige. I'm
no,
sorry.
I was just saying all those baddies over there on Patreon.
And we love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this. And we actually have a really good episode. I believe this is going to be what, episode 15 coming up? 15? 1-5?
Yeah, wow.
Okay. So episode 15, we have and I have some really good content for Valentine's Day to show you guys, some pose ideas and stuff like that, for your naughty pictures, I guess, if you want to call it that. And snoring. And so I just want to thank you guys for helping us make these things possible. Without your love and support and your engagement on Patreon, we wouldn't be here without you guys. So thank you guys so much for sponsoring
Thanks for
this
sponsoring
episode.
this episode. And stick around at the end. We have a little surprise that'll play right after. So, and
Yes.
it's for you guys, but everyone should listen.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. That was a great idea, by the way. You came up with that today. That was great. All right. So let's go ahead. Are we ready to dive in, Paige? Get right into it?
Always.
All right. Here we go. All right. What up with that legislation? Paige, did you want to start off? Do you have anything? Okay.
I'm 5 seconds from ripping out my. All right, we're good.
They look good.
Thank you. But the one, like, when one like hangs down and like you can like see it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's like yeah.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Anyway, here I am. There's way too many sad updates So I'm going to try to stay away from a majority of those because literally you could probably turn on any news station and hear about them. But one
Yeah.
that I was like, all right, well, I'm bringing this up. This headline: Donald Trump Jr. suggests reopening Alcatraz after Guantanamo Bay announcement. He suggested that he wants to reopen Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary for undocumented immigrants amid President Trump's mass deportation. Um, I don't even know what to say. On Wednesday, he announced that he was signing an executive order to create a facility at Guantanamo Bay on the U.S. military base in Cuba to house at least 30,000 undocumented immigrants. And Thursday, they said the plans are underway.
All right. And Alcatraz, I don't know if you know, it's been plagued with a lot of problems in the past. A lot of famous people stayed there. It's deemed, I guess, I don't know if it's deemed, I don't know if that's the right word, but people go because it's haunted, apparently.
It's a maximum security facility off
San Francisco coast,
yep.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. I
It,
feel like,
it holds 336 incarcerated people, boasts primarily 5 by 7 feet cells with a small cot, sink, toilet, and a desk with 2 shelves. The prison was closed on March 21st, 1963, after 2 decades of intense scrutiny of its operating costs and confinement conditions. It later reopened as a museum, registered with the National Park Service and National Register of Historic Places, becoming a tourist attraction. So is it gonna stay that way when they start to fill it up?
no, that would, it would, as a national registry, museum, whatever, that's going to be gone.
I
They're not going to bring people there if they're using it as a detention center. That's a issue of security for sure.
I just don't even know what to say because I never would have thought we would be here. Even like, I know everything is crazy and I know that, like what? Like this is like and like that's an okay thing to say. Like you are the son of the president and you can like openly say that and that's not like a problem.
Yeah.
Like why is incarceration a funny thing for them to joke and throw around like a crazy fucking tool when they were like so terrified of it? That whole family was terrified of getting arrested and going to
Well,
jail.
let's be real. They're millionaires, billionaires, if you want to call it that. And you usually, very wealthy people never see the inside of a jail cell, or they,
It's
take
true.
a plea deal or something. So incarceration doesn't impact them. Now, I know Ivanka's husband, his dad was incarcerated in the federal system, which is why he pushed for the First Step Act back in like, I want to say like 2020 or whatever. But
What was he in for?
it was a white collar crime,
He's out now,
I'm assuming.
obviously.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, when he was little, when I guess I don't know what Michael something I think is his name. I don't know his name very well, but his dad was incarcerated for white collar crimes from what I understand. I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But he remembers going to visit him in prison when he was younger. So
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah,
Okay, so I love that. So you're close to that, and you're just cool with all this too. That's nice.
yeah.
That
But
doesn't matter now.
like I said, I mean, a lot of people, and I've I've seen it on TikTok. They think that immigrants are subhuman. So, they don't care what happens to the
We are
families. They
all
don't care what
human. I just,
happens to, you
ooh,
know.
I, I just will never. My brain cannot understand why anyone would not, um, be in support of humans being treated like humans. Like, in fucking what world are we in?
Yeah.
It's dystopian,
Very, very, I feel like
barbaric.
we're going back. Like I said, I feel like we're going back to 1950. So,
Yeah.
once they finish going through all these immigration raids, what group is it going to be next? That's my question. So,
So yeah, sorry, didn't mean to take it there for that, but
sorry, I probably took it there, but
I mean,
I'm
we did.
speechless. I'm
And
speechless.
sorry guys, I try to. I know this isn't a Trump podcast, but obviously, right now, if we didn't talk about some of these things, I feel like we wouldn't be doing our criminal justice or our legislate one up with that any fucking
Yeah,
justice
yeah,
because it's happening and it is affecting all of us and our husbands,
yeah.
whether directly or not. Like,
Well, the fact that we're now opening up more detention centers, we're building more facilities. I mean,
the private
like the
prison
whole
money is
idea of
moving.
private prisons are moving and they are booming. And, I just think that you can't not say that we're moving more towards a mass incarcerated state. I mean, if I'm wrong, argue with me, please. But I see that happening before my eyes, and it's very it's very scary to go backwards to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
The other article I have is about the Alabama Solution Review. It was a Sundance movie that premiered for the HBO back documentary. It actually used raw cell phone footage that captured shocking conditions in one of the country's deadliest prisons, which I don't know if you know anything about Alabama prisons, but I do, and I only know about it because of the few people I've met in this world who are on the inside with cell phones there, and the things that I've seen videos of, and it's insane.
yeah.
Like it.
And we've talked about on the pod the ADOC, which is the Alabama Department of Corrections treatment of incarcerated individuals and the conditions and all the corruption and the food that they get. I mean, we've talked about all this on the pod. How terrible the ADOC is probably one of the worst systems in the
Easily.
country.
Easily. And
Easily.
they don't let anyone out. Once you're in,
Correct.
you're fucking and
Yeah.
you're not getting out for shit. There's no anything.
Yeah.
But basically this is a documentary that came out that is, you know, kind of really displaying what's actually going on inside there, and it's kind of taking a stance on incarcerated people's rights and prison reform. Over the last decade, incarcerated men in Alabama prisons have been fighting to bring recognition to corruption and inhumane treatment. Thousands of men have died in prison, many at the hands of correctional officers and others of overdoses on drugs allegedly supplied by correctional officers. The toll is so high that Alabama Department of Corrections is widely regarded as the deadliest prison system in the United States. With the ADOC supplying prison labor to private corporations like Walmart, Hyundai, McDonald's, accusations of modern day slavery have also followed, which we've talked about on here too, because we know that they love that. So he created this documentary. It did really well, and it showed a lot of realness in there. And I don't think that they were ready for some of the footage because a lot of it is bloody and a lot of it is gory and I mean it's really disturbing, and if you know about anything that happens in Alabama prisons, it is really disturbing. Like I can't stand CDCR and I talk all kinds of shit about it all the time, but like I can't imagine having my husband in ADOC.
Yeah. And I talk mad shit about Louisiana DOC here, and I'm so glad and I'm thankful that Michael is at Angola and not in an Alabama DOC facility. For sure. Like listen, RHOA ladies, listen, LA DOC wives, stop bitching about Louisiana DOC because they actually treat us like family members. And in Alabama, like they would not treat you that way, and they
Right.
would definitely mistreat your loved one for
Mhm.
sure.
The title of the film is called The Alabama Solution, and it's actually kind of a play off of Governor Ivy's
Hmm.
the Alabama Solution, which was this whole push for a $900 million proposal of tone deaf
Yeah.
proposals for the system that would do nothing to help any of the men in there or anything. Um, so it really just zooms in on all of that. I suggest that everyone checks it out. Challenging the foundation of a law and order culture is not easy, but hopefully, the Alabama solution shows that mass incarceration is not the way to build a strong nation, and that the real fight is between the haves and have nots, those in power against the powerless. And
True that.
that's that's the best way to say what it is.
Yeah. And I kind of grimaced when you said everybody should watch it, and I'm thinking like, I don't know if I can watch
Yeah,
it.
no, maybe not. Well, if you can
No,
stomach
but I
it,
think it's, I mean, it's, listen, I'm all about supporting it. I'm all about promoting it. I just don't know if I can't watch prison stuff
yeah,
anymore.
no, I
And I
mean,
even have a documentary that I was going to bring up too, on the pod today. But I don't think, like, for some people that might be able to watch it, I think it's a great thing. But, and this one also kind of like the Alabama solution one. This one's also getting a lot of, acclaim from
good.
Hollywood.
Fuck, how many times have
So
I been screaming on this podcast, on my fucking Instagram, on everywhere? I'm like, if these people who are like, out there producing shows and movies and documentaries wanted to actually produce like, feel good things about
yeah,
people in prison that are, defying the odds and, making better of their lives, turning things around. Like people want to watch that stuff. They like to watch
yeah,
someone turn their life around because it's inspirational. And
it
like
is.
that's why these do so well. And I wish that more producers and stuff would listen to that and take that for what it is, because one of these days these films keep popping off. Like look at the one where the one that was called like Daughters, that was so
Hmm.
touching. Like there was no way anyone could watch that without crying.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I'll just go ahead and talk about it. I was going to bring something else up, but I'll talk about the documentary I was talking about. You may have seen it if you're in prison wife groups or any criminal justice reform or advocate groups. This one came out at the end of last year, and it was called "I Am Ready, Warden." It's a short documentary about Texas death row prisoner John Henry Ramirez, where he is trying to seek redemption from his victim's son. It also is an elegy about the death penalty and where prisoners seek forgiveness. And obviously the saying, oh, it just kills me. I am ready, Warden, and he's in Texas, obviously, and a lot of them they give him a chance to say like a final statement before they're executed. And unfortunately, this man was executed.
They don't everywhere.
Huh?
They don't everywhere.
Some places do a written last
Yeah.
statement where they just take your statement and they write it down.
Yeah.
Some places you get to say something. Some places don't allow a final statement.
I didn't even know. I thought they had to.
Each state is going to be different.
I
Yeah.
need to go look that up and find out which ones those are, because that's like an extra layer of sick.
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously, the statement, a lot of the guys that are being executed in Texas say, I'm ready, Warden. Right?
Yeah,
That's their
I wrote.
last words before they do the
Mm-hmm.
execution.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the name of it if you're interested in that. I know some people do like to watch death row documentaries. I used to be one of those people, no longer.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think I could. I honestly don't think emotionally I'm well enough to sit there and watch it because now it is so close to home. But it did get a lot of media acclaim from critics and things like that. So check it out.
Period.
All right. I also have an update to the Robert Brooks case coming out of Marcy Correctional Facility. This was put out on the 27th, and it said of January. And it said 3 bills are being proposed following the incident of the death of Robert Brooks. State Senator Julius Salazar has introduced the Robert Brooks Transparency and Accountability legislation. Obviously, this was about a month after Brooks was pronounced dead after being beaten while handcuffed. The New York Attorney General Letitia James did release the body camera footage on December 9th. We talked about that already. But basically, this bill would prompt officers found of serious misconduct to be disciplined and or fired, significantly increase transparency and provide more oversight over the prison system. Also, we know that Brooks's family has filed a civil rights
As
lawsuit
they should.
case as well.
As they absolutely fucking should.
Yeah. And I guess part of me, like we always talk about these cases where major misconduct is happening. And I feel like, if we did some of these things in our own jobs, we would lose our job.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is a lot of these, and I was told that the officers in the Robert Brooks case might be facing manslaughter charges.
Good. I hope that they
So,
do.
yeah.
And that would only be because that happened in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. If it happened, listen, if it happened down here, they would be reassigned, maybe made a warden. I mean, you never know. I mean,
Promo.
yeah. For example, can I just give an example? I found out this week, here's some tea, that a CO at Angola brought a gun and drugs into the facility and
What was the
basically, huh?
what was the intention with the gun?
Well, she said this was what she said when she got caught, because she got caught, obviously. She said, well, they were threatening to kill me, so I had to bring it.
You were gonna give incarcerated men a gun?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
And
And these are the people that talk shit about us.
yeah. And basically, nothing happened, nothing in the news. This is all low from incarcerated people, individuals at Angola telling me this. And basically, she just got, I think she might have gotten fired, but obviously, or reassigned. Like, we don't know for sure if she got fired or not. But a lot of these people that get into this like stuff, they end up not having to face any criminal charges. They just get reassigned to a different LADOC facility. Or like the one at Hunt last week where the warden just gets promoted. I don't understand, because I mean, gosh, I have to do ethics training as a person that works for the state of Louisiana. And, how are these violations not being, you know, like charges being pressed, and these violations being help making these people be penalized for doing these terrible things? I just don't.
I mean, I think it's happening in our government, even higher up. So I feel like that's why it's like no one is being held accountable anywhere. So it's like, I feel like we're just finding out that
Yeah.
the more you go up, the more it's like, the more money or power you have, the more the quicker you can quiet down any problem.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't really matter, and that's why they are reckless and do what they do, because they're like, they know that they can literally clean it up and sweep it under the rug right after
Yeah.
they're done.
Yeah, and it's like the CO that slept with a bunch of incarcerated men at Angola and had about 5 kids with them. She just got reassigned.
What? I'm sorry.
5 different guys had 5 children by 5 different men at Angola.
How is that allowed?
It's not allowed, but she still
No,
has
she
contact with them,
they
and she
never.
just got moved to a different facility. That's all that happened to her.
Wait,
Yeah.
they found out each time and they didn't fire her?
Nope. Yeah. So,
What the
yeah. Yeah. No lie.
Mm.
And I mean, she's not the only one. I've heard of many stories of women getting pregnant by incarcerated men there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But then they
you
come
know,
out here and make fun of us.
but we're the problem.
Get the fuck on my case.
I can't even be intimate with my husband, but this lady is sleeping with 5 dudes. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
is the argument for family visits. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish I had better answers and better stories to tell, but that's the stories that we have. I mean, it's I'll tell you, Angola's got some crazy shit happening. Just saying. But
I think unfortunately that's happening in every prison from what I
oh
feel
yeah.
like I mean shit we have so many people even reaching out to us about crazy shit. So it's like all right, let's
Yeah.
let's bring the light out.
Yeah. I just want to know, can someone just please answer this if you're out there in the universe of the pods here? How come people that work there get to sleep with incarcerated men, but I can't sleep with my husband? Please tell me that. Please tell me that. I'll wait.
Period.
Sorry, I get salty about that.
Valid. So valid.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had for what up with that legislation. All right, Paige, are we ready to get into Valentine's Day? Let's talk about
Yeah.
some V-Days. Oh wait, you know what we should? Like, can I just give you mad props on something? I'm so proud of
Oh,
Paige.
for what?
I'm gonna have a moment. Give me a moment. All right, hear me out, guys. I am just so proud of Paige. She put out,
Oh.
yeah, you know what I'm about to talk about. She put out the her dream of creating a nonprofit organization to help those with loved ones who are incarcerated, have loved ones that are incarcerated, family members, children especially. And she is creating a nonprofit foundation called Beyond Bars Foundation. And I'm just proud of her for taking her dream and like actually making it like a living reality, you know, like being part, like doing it. Like, you know, you say things like, oh, I really want to do this one day. But like, Paige is one of those people that says it and then like it may not be right away, but she's there. She's like behind the scenes working like a little mouse in the wheel, like just doing a little bit at a time here and there, and then finally it's like it's there, it's in front of you.
That's such a good way of explaining my
Is it okay? I'm
Yeah.
just so I'm just proud of her for doing this because I first of all have no knowledge of how to do this. I've worked for nonprofits before, but I've never actually built from the fucking ground up a nonprofit. So just mad props to Paige for doing that. And she's put out a GoFundMe, which is completely legit, you guys, to help build this organization to get 501c3, which you don't know is a federally given title for a nonprofit organization to be like official, like a referee with a whistle. And you have to meet so many, you know, like tiers and levels, and like you have to have
There's
so much
so much.
accreditation. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. So if you have, you know, a little extra to give, I mean, you know, and if you don't, just support it. Like, you know, just support Beyond Bars Foundation on Instagram, or, you know, where else do we have? You have,
Right now, that's it.
okay.
I'm gonna create hopefully a website or something this weekend so that, I
Oh,
mean, maybe
okay.
by the time we post this, I'll have a website and we'll put it in the
Yeah.
bio. Who knows?
Yeah. So if you can give, if no amount is too small.
No, or sharing that helps.
Yeah. Or just sharing the GoFundMe on your stories or, you know, your profile.
Hmm.
That would help her. I'm say us, but
It
I guess
even
kind of us.
you're a
I mean,
board
but it's
member.
I am a board member, guys.
So it is us.
I'm a board member. I feel so.
You are.
I know. What am I, secretary?
Yeah.
I'm here to be y'all. I'm here to be your secretary.
Period.
But I'm not trying to make fun, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just proud of her for doing this because this is her dream child that she's putting forth and working so hard for. So
Thank you.
mad props. Mad
I'm
props.
still really nervous about all of it, but I'm excited, and it's exciting to have people
Yeah.
supporting me like you and everyone else who's been so nice and just said really great things. So I appreciate all of that. And, even if that, like, I don't even, this, like, it doesn't, like, yes, would my dream be for it to be like, something that I could do full time? Sure. But if not, that's fine because I'm finally doing it. And that is really what I want to be doing. I want to do something. I want to be part of helping fix the problems, and that's what we're going to do.
Yes. So check out Beyond Bars Foundation on Insta, and hopefully by the time this comes out, she'll have a website going.
Yay.
So check it out, y'all, and share if you can. All right, Paige, we ready to dive in?
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to dive in to Valentine's Day. I'm even wearing, hey, Buc-ee's. Hey, wait. Hey, Buc-ee's, sponsor us.
Oh my God, literally. Hey,
Anyway.
people love that. People love that.
Yeah. Listen, this is my retirement. This is where I'm going after I quit teaching. I'm ready to work and scrub toilets at Buc-ee's. I really don't care. I just want to work at a happy place. So
Is are they only like down south?
yes. I don't know if I know they're expanding out. It's obviously a Texas company, and I know the people of Texas. If you're in Texas, speak to this because I know that people in Texas are not happy about the fact that they are branching out. They're building some in Louisiana. There's one in Alabama. There's one in Tennessee. There's a couple in Tennessee. There's a bunch in Alabama, I think, all throughout the state of Alabama. So
Damn.
I know that they are building. I don't know if they're building out past that area. So yes, it is. I would say, obviously, primarily down south, but I know the people in Texas are like, keep it in Texas. Listen, if you've never been to Texas, first of all, I love me some Texas.
I love
okay?
Texas, yeah.
I love me some Texas. So I'm not ragging on Texas, but Texas is like its own nation. And they're proud of that.
Yeah,
And I'm happy for them.
Everyone
Like,
that I've ever met from Texas talks about Texas like the same way that people that love America talk about America. Like, they're like
yes.
Texas, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's why I feel like that makes it the SpongeBob meme for like that dumb old Texas. It makes that even funnier.
I just want to play that song. Bitch, I'm from Texas. You know that song,
What you know about me?
like that. So they have like their own like everything and like HEB, like if you go to the grocery, you better be going to HEB today. So it's just they have their own thing, and I know that the Texans were not happy that Buc-ee's was expanding and making bigger Buc-ee's
I've never gone,
outside of the state.
so
But Buc-ee, sponsor me. I'm gonna work for you one day.
I need to go. I have never gone, so.
Oh my God, Paige, you would die. First of all, you would die seeing me go to Buc-ee's because it's like I will drive hours and hours just to go to Buc-ee's. I have a problem.
Wow.
Anyway,
Okay.
but
hey, I believe
it's an experience. You should definitely try it.
It's on the bucket list just from
Okay.
hearing everyone talk about it. So
And like I need to go to Wawa.
you do. There's literally.
And what's the other one?
They
What's the other one in Pennsylvania?
Sheetz.
Sheetz? Is it Sheetz? Okay. That's the other one I need to
They
go to. I
just
love
built
me some gas
a
stations.
Wawa right by my house. So
Wawa has pizza now.
they have everything.
Okay.
You could get everything and anything there. All right. So we are going to talk about Valentine's Day, specifically what that looks like as a prison wife. Because let's be real, it does not look like how it looks like for every other woman
Correct.
in the world.
Other couples for
Yep.
sure.
So the harsh reality of Valentine's Day in prison is a very real one, whether we pretend it's there or not. I think even when you like try to be positive and happy about it, there's still, that part of you that it's like the emotional challenge of, celebrating this holiday when you're not with your loved one. It's sad. And you see other
Yeah.
people doing it and going out on dates and doing fun things. And you're just like, damn, what
It's
I
like
would do.
Christmas. Yeah, it's like Christmas part 2,
Yeah.
like the holidays part 2, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Easily. Like, when you open up social media on Valentine's Day and your whole feed is just flooded of everyone like, posting their dates or their gifts and everything and you're just like, yeah, well,
Sucks.
it
This
does.
sucks.
It does. I think it hits hard. I think it hits harder different years because I like last year I feel like it hit me harder like than this year. Like this year, like I of course I would rather be with my husband, but like I'm like, all right, like maybe it's just because I saw him, but like I'm like, all right, you know, I'll be
Yeah.
okay. Like even our gifts are gonna be like those handmade
Yeah.
games and stuff. That's really the only gift I do need. But I would rather not have everyone else's shit shoved in my face. Is what I guess I would like to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
But I'm happy for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
nice.
it's not like an ill wish or anything. I
No.
think it's just you start to have FOMO.
Yeah.
You have FOMO of everybody's doing this and I'm here by myself,
Yeah.
you know.
And then I feel like also the added challenge of well, this year, thankfully, if you have visits on Fridays, this doesn't affect you. But this year, Valentine's Day actually does fall on a Friday, which is a visiting day for a lot of facilities. But a lot of
Mhm.
times, it's in like the middle of the week or like random days. So
Yeah.
it's like even if you wanted to see them or like have a video visit or something, like there sometimes you can't. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of coping with that and accepting that it isn't the normal relationship and rolling with it.
Yeah. And you kind of have to, and even if like you said, like there's been years where Valentine's Day fell on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and we would celebrate it either the weekend before or the weekend
Hmm.
after. So, visiting wise, so you can always go that route too. Like, just know that okay, so I'm not doing it today, but I'm gonna spend my time with them on this day. So I'll, to have that in the back of your mind too.
It's all about the time,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, Creative ways to celebrate love across a distance. Different unique gifts that you can do. There's a laundry list. If you look it up on Google, y'all, or chat GBT that shit. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That use that to your advantage. But like, prison approved gifts are sometimes hard to come by because every prison has different rules. So
Mhm.
always make sure you're checking that out before you're sending anything. If you're using sites like Post, they actually like have it programmed in so that when you put in the prison that you're sending it to, it only pops up with the stuff that you can send there. So that's like a fun way of being able to double check that you can send things that way.
Yeah.
It's harder though because there's not as many things, you can't really send homemade crafts all the time unless like they can to us,
Yeah.
but we can't to them. And I love sending like I like making crafts and sending them. Like I want to like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm the artist. Joe's not.
Yeah. Well, what I do sometimes is when I make stuff, because I can't send it to him, I'll take a picture of it for him and
Yeah.
send it to him so he can see it. And know that he has something there that belongs to him from me. I think that also does something for them.
Mhm.
Like there's something here waiting for you. That I made for you, that I took the time to do. I mean, they appreciate that.
Makes my heart hurt when I think about the facilities that now don't even hand them the letters that like were
Yeah.
handwritten for them. Like
That's it's sad.
it's like I hate thinking about it because like I'm such like a sentimental person like that and when you
Mhm.
hear the men like I've watched the documentaries of the people that have talked about like just touching that paper that their loved one touched is so much. And I
It's
totally get that.
powerful.
Like, you know what I mean? When I wrote to Joe,
Yeah.
that it was, I was
So
like, he touched this.
yeah. Oh yeah. And I like Mike used to put like cologne
Yeah,
sometimes. He
yeah.
got cologne. They would spray cologne on it. That's when we first I mean, listen, that's how our relationship
Mm-hmm.
started. And now we don't I hate it because I was a writing teacher. I love writing.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, what's the point? Because I can't
They
send
scan
cards
yours.
anymore. They just take what they do is they take your handwritten letter, they photocopy it, and then they tear it up, and they give them only the photocopies. So
First off, the waste of everything.
trees, I know. Plus, it takes longer to get letters when you do that, and
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the touching, knowing that my hand was touching that and writing like ink to paper,
Mm-hmm.
um, to rub over that and know that that was me there. It's like a remnant behind, like left behind for them to have. That was mine.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even have that anymore. So we don't, sadly, I hate to say it, we don't write anymore.
Well,
And that was
if
the
that,
basis
yeah,
of our relationship in the beginning.
I don't blame you. Like, that's
Yeah.
like, I didn't even know that they did that down in Louisiana.
Yeah. I don't know about other facilities, but definitely Angola. That's an Angola rule for sure. Yeah.
Do you have any fun gifts? What about a photo edit?
A photo edit from Paige. Yes. Um,
I'm trying to
I
think.
know, and I planned on, obviously, we're going to go into more detail about this on our Patreon. And I'm going to actually be brave and put some pictures with emojis on there just to give people pose ideas. But I know a lot of wives like to do like almost like not like a boudoir type photo shoot and send their husband stuff for
Hmm.
Valentine's Day.
If I love my body, I would. Fuck.
You love you, Joe. Hey, we love your body, and Joe loves your
I know,
body.
but like when you take those photos and you don't love your body, you can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel
I
like,
understand
at
that.
least for myself.
No, I get that because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, but you know, I don't know. Mike seems to love it, so
Yeah. I
so
mean,
I'll
that's
I'll do
what,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not comfortable, not everybody's got, and listen, I'm all about supporting all the ways to send gifts. That's not the only way, believe me. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, because some ladies don't, like they don't. And I understand that, and that's fine. Some people do like photo collages or we talked about this on the last Patreon, the love so big or your love is so big it's reached this
Mm-hmm.
state or this country, and you get a bunch of other prison wives to help you build all these pictures, and they write like, little notes on like paper, and they take a picture of like somewhere in their city or
Yeah,
state
like
and
Paige loves Joe so much, her love reached.
New
Yeah.
Orleans, yeah, like or Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun to do. I honestly, Mike and I last year we do stuff kind of cheesy shit on our anniversary and Valentine's Day. And last year we made a list of the top 10 things that we love about our partner.
Mm-hmm.
And then we shared it. Like we got it ready and we shared it on Valentine's Day. And there's just a lot of I'm actually going to post this on our Patreon. There's a lot of like 20 there's like I have a thing that's about 25 love letter prompts if you're into just writing love letters. You know I'll post that for some more ideas of how to just make your day special even though you can't be together. I think that's the most important thing. There's
Yeah.
nothing we can do about the fact that we're not together, but we can still celebrate each other, you know?
Yeah. Just because you're not physically together doesn't ruin anything. Like, there's been nights where I've had like the most intimate nights with Joe, and we were across the country from each other. You know,
Yeah.
it it doesn't. It's just physical distance, so like it doesn't change anything.
Yeah. Just I know it's a day where it's all around you and you can't escape it, but you can find ways to still even just talk to your loved one or do something special with them. Or if you're like me and you're like, I just don't want to deal with, I'm going to just keep myself busy. I recommend getting together with other prison wives or friends for Galentine's. Fuck it. Do a Galentine's. I know we plan on having something in our support group for Galentine's to help everybody, make it through the love holiday. And I mean, I'm going to a concert with one of my prison wife friends. So it's I'm not seeing my husband for Valentine's. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm gonna go live my best life and keep myself distracted. I mean, we'll celebrate, but obviously, it's also helpful to have fun and just let loose and not worry about Valentine's Day sometimes. And I love what you said, Paige. Like every year is just different, and that's okay. Like how you feel about Valentine's Day is different. You know,
I
sometimes
had
it's
I had
harder.
3 more categories to talk about
Oh,
Valentine's.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll stop rambling.
um, well, I mean, we kind of just talked about it. The emotional roller coaster, the mix of emotions, the sadness,
Yeah.
the the happiness, the longing for your person. I think the longing is the hard part for me because I'm just like, why, like,
Yeah.
uh,
Especially because it's also on a weekend.
hmm
And if you if you're living far apart and it's a longer distance where you can't just hop on over and go visit, you can definitely feel that for sure. And especially like you have a Friday night and then Saturday and then you see people talking and then Sunday comes. Sunday, Jesus, I don't know why, but Sundays hit like a brick. And I have a feeling like having the Valentine's Day be on Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday rolls around and you're like, you know, just because it's family day.
um, how do you cope with the loneliness, especially if it's your first Valentine's Day? I would say keep your mind busy and
Yeah.
keep yourself like healthily distracted with like whatever self-care fun things you got to do, whether it's painting or, writing or talking to your friends or playing video games or watching YouTube. I would say is like the best way because, even though they're not with you, we don't want them over there like being sad thinking about us. So I
Yeah.
think the best way is to keep yourself like healthily distracted and at least when you can't talk with them.
Absolutely. Staying busy. I think
Yes.
that's just keep your mind off of it because if you sit there, you'll put yourself into a funk and it just keeps. It's like a vicious cycle.
So how does society perceive prison wives on Valentine's Day? The judgment we receive from outsiders who don't understand why you're celebrating a man that's behind bars. Because our love isn't valid, didn't you know?
Oh yeah, our love is canceled, y'all.
Yeah, so we actually, Valentine's Day is not allowed for prison wives, so you better shut the fuck up.
No Russell Stovers for you, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Don't you
that's how
know?
they see us.
Like what?
No chocolate hearts for you.
Like, like let us be, please. Like, please.
Shit, we're struggling already with this day. Can you just leave us
Right?
alone?
Like, what's it?
Yeah.
What's it? How low you got to be to leave a shitty comment on like a prison wife's Valentine's Day video?
Yeah.
Like, please. The common assumption that incarcerated men don't deserve to be celebrated. Oh, so
Hold on.
like
No, no, no,
cancel the
no, no, no.
birthdays, cancel Christmas, cancel everything.
This is where some edumacation is coming in because now I'm getting riled up. First of all, the assumption that incarcerated people are not people deserving of celebration, love,
Oh.
and happiness is because that love is a human right.
Everyone.
Yes. And everybody deserves to be loved. Now, for them to say that they aren't deserving of Valentine's Day or any other holiday of the year, very disturbing to me. Very disturbing. And this is why society has the outlook on incarcerated individuals that they do. Let us not forget that the men and women serving time in state, jail, county, federal facilities are all human beings. They are someone's child, they are someone's husband, they are someone's wife. They have a heart in their chest, they bleed red. They are human beings. All deserving of love. Not
One
saying
in
you
four
have to
people.
love them, but somebody loves them
One
and
in
they
four.
deserve to have
One
that.
in four.
Yep.
All right, ready to play Prison Wife, Valentine's Day, this or that?
Oh, wait. Let me get my soundboard here. I'm so excited. Okay. Say it again.
Ready to play Valentine's Day, Prison Wife edition, this or that?
Yes.
Per.
Okay.
Everyone, if you want, play along with us down in the comments and leave your answers because that'd be kind of fun.
Okay.
All right, first one. Handmade prison gift or commissary snack surprise? Handmade prison gift.
Oh, yeah. Handmade prison gift.
Always.
Because, yeah,
I don't want
hands
food.
down.
I have enough fucking food.
Yeah, we can get food out here.
Yeah.
I want his work. You know what I
Give
mean?
me
Like,
things I can hoard.
yeah.
Thank you. Longer visit with no contact or shorter visit with contact. Shorter with contact, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to say shorter with contact.
If I had to
Absolutely.
pick,
Yes.
especially for
If I had to
Valentine's
pick,
Day,
absolutely. I'm sorry.
especially for like Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Contact.
Um, surprise love poem or a surprise drawing.
I'm going to say, do I have to pick a this or that? I have to, huh? Dang.
I'm gonna say poem for my husband because he is a good writer. So I would love a love poem for him.
Mike's a great writer, beautiful writer. Mike's also a wonderful, amazing artist.
Yeah.
Damn, and I love poetry. Damn, this is hard. I'm gonna say a poem because,
You can like hold on to that then and like
yeah, I mean, I hang up Mike's arts all over my house, but
read over it and like
I don't know. For Valentine's Day, I feel like if I didn't get a poem, I would love a piece of artwork. I mean, that would be my craft, but my prison made craft. But poem, ooh, it just does something to my soul.
yeah. And then like reading over it, I like get like those feelings and I'm like, I like that. Hearing his voice or seeing his handwriting. Hearing his voice,
Hearing his voice,
for sure.
but seeing Mike's handwriting is,
I like
Jeez.
it, but like,
These are-
yeah, I want his voice over that.
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Romantic slow jam playlist or cute, funny love songs.
it's romantic slow jams.
Period.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little.
We don't do that. Isn't that what's his
Wait.
name?
Oh yeah, it is. Oh, he's canceled. Sorry,
We
guys.
don't do that here.
Dang, I can't even
Not
sing
at the
Bump
prison.
and Grind anymore.
Not at the Prison Wife podcast. Are you going to sing R. Kelly? What the fuck? What are we doing?
I don't know. I just love singing that song
No,
for a slow jam.
it's a shame because it is a good song.
Yeah. It's a
I'll give you that.
classic.
Matching bracelets or matching tattoos? Tattoos.
Tattoos all day.
Brand me, baby.
Hmm.
Um, Celebrating Valentine's Day on the day or making your own special day?
I actually like the idea of making your own special day.
Me too, because it's like our relationship's already unconventional.
Correct. And
So,
I like the fact that we have done something on a different day than everybody else that sets us apart. That's
mm-hmm,
just for us.
mm-hmm.
The
Like
whole
knowing
world or the whole
it's like an inside
country.
joke.
Yeah. And, I'd rather it be on our day than the corporate holiday. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or like a Hallmark holiday.
Him calling you wifey or a cute nickname that he made up.
Ooh, wait. There is nothing. Can I just say this? A cute nickname that he made up. There is nothing more sexy than when my husband calls me, oh,
His wife.
baby girl,
Oh,
baby girl.
that was my nickname for the first like 2 years of me and Joe's
Hmm.
relationship. And that was like, and I used to hate baby girl. Baby girl was one that before Joe,
Cringe.
I was like, I don't even want to hear anyone else say it either. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
I like wifey though. I love when Joe talks to me and tells me like conversations that he's having with other people, and he referred to me in the conversation as my wife, and I just like hear. I'm like, yeah, that's me, bitch.
I love that. Can I
Yeah,
can we just sidebar for a second?
yeah.
Because I don't know how many prison wives this bothers, because this is something that I don't know if it just they do it in Louisiana or if it's all across the country. Mike in prison, when he's talking to fellow incarcerated individuals or COs, refers to me
Old lady. You
old
you
lady.
you
I
you
hate it.
talked about that on here before.
Oh, we have.
Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Okay.
So there's some people that use it in California, but they're like older.
Mike's old, but still, we're old, but
No,
still,
you're not. No, you're not.
I can't stand it. I'm like, I don't want to refer to you as my old man. Who does that?
I've
I feel like
heard.
I'm in a
I've
biker
heard.
gang.
Yeah, yeah. Virtual movie date, watching a movie at the same time, or reading the same book at the same time.
Ooh, reading the same book at the same time.
I do like
Yeah.
that. I wish my brain was able to do it more than we do.
Yeah.
We have a lot of books
My-
that we bought. We just haven't read them.
I thought y'all read books on the regular though.
It's been a minute. We honestly,
Okay.
and he's even said it to me, like that we need to because like that when we were doing that,
Hmm.
it's keeping us like busy from other things. And I'm like, I know, I do. We need to read one because we have a bunch. I have the courage to be disliked. I really want to read that book.
Okay. Yeah, Mike and I just started a new book the other day.
Mm,
Unwind. It's a
okay.
dystopian thing. But yeah, I love reading books. I love like he'll read books to me, I'll read books to him.
I love
We'll read
that. I
books
love that.
together. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's really awesome.
The last one I have is commissary honey bun as a Valentine's Day cake, or commissary ramen dinner together on the phone.
Honey bun.
Period.
I'm a sweet tooth.
I'm not, but I'm like, that just sounds better. And
Yeah.
I would rather share that.
I'd rather share that with him. Even though I'm not a big fan of I hate saying this. I'm not a big fan of honey buns. But I will happily share that with him. I want to do like the Lady and the Tramp where we just eat it together.
Yes. Yes.
Meet
I
in the
love
middle.
doing those things. Adorable. That's it.
Oh, okay. I like that. That was fun.
Yeah.
Comment your stuff below, guys,
Yeah. Tell
please.
us yours.
Yeah. Or if you have a good one to add, please add it. We'll definitely comment below for sure. All right. Are we ready for a little phone call?
Hmm.
Okay. It's about that time.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Freddie.
an inmate at Florida Correctional Institution.
All right. Florida Fred's calling. That means we got questions and comments. Every Friday, if you don't know, on Fridays. I'm sorry, I said that every Friday. Sorry. Every Friday on Instagram. That's what I meant to say. We post some comments. Paige will also post from her personal page where you can comment or ask a question. All right. Are you ready to go, Paige?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
The first question I have you ever had a prisoner as a guest on your podcast? And I mean, yeah, technically we have
Yep.
our hubbies.
We've actually had 2 on the podcast.
2 long-termers.
Correct.
2 gentlemen.
No, and a lady.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
3.
we actually had 3, and
Okay.
the third was like a full interview. With
No, wait, I
Michelle.
lied. Wait, we've had 2 ladies. Now we gotta get our numbers straight.
2.
2, Michelle
Oh,
and Becky
and Lynette
and Lynette
and Angel.
and Angel. Who else am I missing? Is that
I
it?
think that's it.
Okay, so we've had 4.
Okay. Yeah.
4 formerly incarcerated people on our pod,
Yeah.
both male and female.
Yes, and we are definitely later this year kind of planning to do something similar to what we did last year, where we kind of put our feelers out and saw who wanted to come on the pod and hang out and talk with us, and we'll probably do something like that again this year. So just keep your eyes peeled if you want to
Yes.
come hang out with us.
We have some big plans for sure.
Yes.
All right. I have a comment from Famey Legitime. I don't know how to say the last name. She said, "Hey Gigi and Paige, my question is a little long, but on a previous pod episode, you both we're gonna go deep here, Paige. Okay, you both discussed your relationships with God." Paige, I remember you mentioning that you and Joe were kind of on this spiritual journey trying to figure things out. My question for both you and Gigi is, how has that been for you both up until this point? Do you guys feel closer to God or further?
That's a really great question. I feel like for me, I'll say this: I do feel closer to God, but it's still very much a work in progress for me. I feel His presence in my life, but I still feel like I probably could connect with Him a lot more and feel, you know, I don't have the same connection with Him that a lot of other people do. Because like when I see it and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know what I mean? Because that's not me. But yes, we are still like, it's not as active as it was. I'm still working on it though, because it is something that I'm a lot more open to than I ever was when I was younger. I was super, super closed off to it. Wasn't even open to it to even discuss it all. But I think right now what I kind of struggle with is like finding where I want to, like what kind of like religion or like what is it that where I belong. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's all so confusing.
It is, and it's a lot. I'm actually going to say I'm going to be the opposite of you. I grew up in a very, very Catholic household. After my divorce, I got away from the Catholic Church. I wanted to explore more non-denominational churches because I felt like I was in church, but I wasn't getting anything from it.
Yeah.
And I got involved in a very small, great, beautiful, oh my gosh, I wish this church was still there. Well, it's there, but it kind of dissolved a little bit, especially after COVID. I fell in love with a non-denominational church, maybe about 50 to 100 people, very small. My pastor, and I wasn't as involved as I probably could have been, but I loved it. I got very close with God. I got very close on my spiritual journey to God. I had a beautiful pastor, and his wife and his family were just beautiful, amazing people. They accepted me even knowing that Michael was in prison. Unfortunately, my pastor, this is the one that got diagnosed with ALS right after COVID and in 2020, and his health obviously declined very fast, and so he dissolved the church. The main church is still there, but the smaller one is no longer there, and I still went to church every now and then. I did a lot of the programs that they have at the main church. And finally, I got nervous because a lot of the people, I was sitting next to a guy, we were doing small groups, and he goes, "Oh, your last name." He says my last name. He goes, I know somebody by the name of blank blank. And I go, "Oh, fuck. That's my ex-husband." So, needless to say, I never went back after that. Just because, I mean, I explained this before. New Orleans is a small town, big city, small town feel. And I just didn't want to open up myself like I did before. And finally, I think what put, obviously, I was on this very spiritual journey after my divorce and kept blooming, and I did Kairos, which is a prison ministry program. I did that. I went on the Kairos outside retreat and was just very involved in things Christian wise. And then Michael's clemency hearing crap shit show happened, and I gave up. I literally gave up. I don't believe that. I believe God is there, but I don't feel like God's talking to me. I don't feel like I've lost that bond with God, and I've pulled away, and I haven't opened my heart again fully. And I sometimes, and even now, sadly, I feel like I'm doing okay without God, talking to God. I find God in other places. My church is going outside and enjoying the beauty that He created, but I don't feel close at all anymore. And I feel like, yes, I do feel like part of me is missing, but I also feel like, okay, well, I don't need God to do this. Like, I can be strong and tough on my own, and I don't need God. You know, that's kind of how I feel. And that's sad to say that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I am right now with God. So that's where I'm sadly pulling further away, which is, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the opposite. Like, you're on your spiritual journey.
Also,
I'm on like a
but
spiritual
it's also like we're
regression.
at the same spot though, because it's like I've never been religious, and like this is as like open to religion as I've been in my life, and I still feel like I'm like, who? No one's talking to me. I'm like, what am I do? You know what I mean? So it's like I'm like waiting for it. I'm like, I would love to be able to put everything into. I work on it, and we'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, I think like you said, it's a journey, and some days you're going this way, and then some days you might be going the other way, So, yeah. All right, you 10, darling. But thank you for that. Thank you for that question. That was a great question.
How do you prepare for trial with your loved one? This was I was not a part, thank God, of Joseph's, but
I don't think I would have made it through Michael's trial.
No.
So, shout out to the prison wives that have gone through your loved one's trial, like arrest, incarceration,
ride or die
trial, everything, pre-trial crap. Whoo. I know, just going through from the clemency aspect, holy cow. And if you have to go to a parole hearing or get packets together, anything legal is, it's a lot. It weighs a lot. It does take a lot out of you. I would just, I don't know if anybody has any tips on how to prepare for trial, but I always, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think like just going in there, making sure you kind of check yourself probably at the door, and try to wear your emotions inward, because I've also heard that you you don't want to be the one to make a scene or anything.
Right.
And if it might be a day where they're going to talk about something that's going to trigger you or something you don't want to hear, maybe don't go that day. Make boundaries for yourself. I think kind of preparing yourself for the worst, like hearing probably the worst about your loved one, is probably one of the best ways to go about it. Because that way, if it doesn't, then it's like, all right, woo,
Yeah.
because I mean, they are literally on trial, so it's like,
Correct. And you have to know that they're going to paint
the
your
worst
loved
picture.
one as a monster.
That's their job.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, as a wife here, I did not I still have never watched Michael's clemency hearing.
Yeah, I don't
Still,
know.
it's on YouTube and I haven't watched it. I refuse to watch it. I saw the pre-clemency stuff that the DA was saying about him, and I I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I hate it.
So, yeah. Let me ask this page, because this is a question, because I know my answer. If Joe were to go back for, let's say, like a resentencing or, an evidentiary hearing, post conviction, obviously, would you go to the hearing, like
Yeah.
in person?
If it was an in person hearing that he was at and he wanted me there, yeah.
Okay.
I think that would depend though, because like if it was just like a Zoom thing, I don't think he would like, because they do so much of that shit like that. I think it would really
Yeah.
depend, because like I mean he's not gonna go back to for anything like that.
Yeah.
And so and that would cause drama if that did, you know what I mean? So there's nothing I can imagine him. I don't know. Thinking of it makes me nervous and I start to ramble.
Okay. I'll be honest. I'm not winning Prison Wife of the Year because I will not step foot in a courtroom. I will not be there. And I know,
Everyone
I
has their
know
own
that's
boundaries, dude. It's,
I know that's gonna piss so many people off. What kind of wife are you? But like what Michael and I have is beyond the courtroom. And I know myself. I know my emotional. I'm a snowflake emotionally when it comes to that stuff. And I know that about me. And I don't think mentally I can sit there and listen to them bash him and paint him as this monster that I don't know him as. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I don't think for my sake, since I'm kind of, well, slowly, ever so slowly every day, the drama unfolds with my coming out the closet part. But I just don't need the headache in my life, So, but it's not even more, it's more about me emotionally being able to handle it. And I don't think I can, to be honest. Like I said, I still haven't watched his clemency hearing. So yeah, I don't want to be there. That's not a
I think
place where
that's
I want to
between
be.
you two, you know?
Yeah. And he's fine with that. And he's
Exactly.
like, I
So,
don't want you there. I don't want you there. You don't have to be there.
then it's
If
no
you
one
really
else's
want to be there,
problem
I'm not going to stop
to
you.
worry about.
But yeah.
Me, I'm like your bodyguard, and I'm like, and if anyone has a problem, they can talk to me.
Yes. All right.
I have
Go
one.
ahead.
This isn't a question, but it's a comment, and I'm like, wait, yeah. My friend Alessia, she's from Italy. She is over here in California. She was finishing school here, and now she's here after she graduated. She is a very smart lady. She is working with juveniles who have disabilities that are in the system. So
Okay.
she's like, disabilities in prison in juvie. Would you accept a subject matter expert? Yes, ma'am. She would
Yes.
be great to have on here to talk
I
about
would
all of
love to
those
hear.
things.
I would love to talk to her.
Yeah, I'd love to pick her, and her accent. Y'all will love it.
Oh yeah. We can speak Italian. It'd be great. I love it. All right. I have one from Angle C.
Okay.
She asked, "What is the craziest fantasy scenario y'all have made up in your head about breaking your man out of prison?" Because I know we all fantasize about that. Laugh my ass off.
For sure. I mean, you gotta at least like dream about it, right? Like,
Yeah.
would never act on it, but
No.
um,
Do you have one? I want to roll in on a fucking tank. I really do.
that'd be pretty iconic. I still
Yeah.
love the woman who flew in on the helicopter.
Yeah, she's a bad
Yeah,
bitch.
she's that
She
bitch.
actually did that shit
She's
too.
that
Like
bitch.
legitness. Or the wife that stole the police car with her husband in the
Oh
back
my
of it.
God, yes.
Yeah.
What a queen. Women
Yeah.
are amazing.
We do shit. I'm just saying.
Huh.
Do
Why
some.
is it like iconic to me? Like, okay, this is not even going to be a good answer, but to me, it's a good answer because I'm a sneaky little bitch. I'm like, why would I love to just like walk out with him? Like, nothing, like, no one says anything to us. Like, I just go in and I go to his cell and I get him and we walk out the whole way and no one says shit. Like, they just open the doors and that's how I fucking leave with him.
I mean, that's perfect. Easy and
And like,
perfect.
no one says shit. Like, goodbye.
I just want to take out the barbed wire and the concrete walls with a tank. I really
That
fucking
would be
do.
fun.
Okay.
For sure.
I want to, and you know what? I want to like, you ever see those like pictures of like military on tanks where they're just like riding on the top with like one leg out and like one leg in the hole. Like, I want to do that. Like, that's how I want to go through these
Yeah.
concrete walls and shit. Saying, fuck yeah, here I come.
I
All right.
I have another one.
Okay.
If you could create one program to improve the lives of incarcerated men, what would it be? And this is Addie's question, so that's why it's fantastic.
Oh, okay. Great question, Addie.
Um, that's a hard one. I almost started talking about this program my husband wants to create, but I don't want to say that.
Okay.
I love the idea of like the dog program only because like it's like they have ownership of something. It's like something
Yeah.
is theirs. Like any kind of program where they would have ownership of something and be able to feel like, this was theirs to take care of. And like, I think that has all of the positive perks, like for rehabilitation, like
Yes.
all of it.
I was actually, I proposed this to Michael that, we have a problem in this country with shelters being full and them having to euthanize dogs. I told him, like, why can't we do death row dogs at death row? Like, death row for death row dogs or something where these dogs who are about to be euthanized because there's no space in the shelters, they go to death row, like where there's single cells where men can care for them individually and love on them. And I don't think people understand the therapy and oh
For
gosh,
both, for the dog and
yeah,
for the
for the
man.
dog. I'm gonna cry. Because you know how I feel about dogs. I'm a dog person. You save the life of an animal that can save the life of a human being, and it's just so beautiful. We use dogs for courtrooms, for therapy. We use dogs for to help people, and dogs give unconditional
Yep.
love. And a lot of these people in prison, their stories of how they got there show you that they've missed out on that a lot of times.
That
Not
was the
all,
that was
but a
the
lot of
missing
the
link a
times.
lot of the time.
Yeah, and how beautiful that could be to give them, like you said, ownership of something to feel love on an everyday basis. And you can't heal until you experience genuine love and care.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people don't get that, sadly, and this is that opportunity for them. And people are like, oh, well, they're gonna terrorize and torture the dogs and all,
Yeah.
all this stuff. Show me one prison program where that's happening,
Yeah.
because all of the dog programs have been majorly
Like, be
successful.
for real. That would be all over the news.
Can I tell you that Angola's death row has a fucking cat, and the guys love the cat. Like, they'll bring the cat in when it's freezing temperatures, so the cat doesn't stay on the yard by itself. I mean, this is not a pet cat. It's actually a feral cat, but the guys have come to treat it like a pet, and it actually loves them. Like it wants to be petted all the time now. Like they feed it, they take care of it. People, the CEOs bring cat food from Dollar General. Like, it's like a community pet, and it's just transformed them. Like they get upset when the cat's left outside when it's freezing outside. You know what I mean?
The guys in California will get literally like tarantulas. They'll have pet tarantulas and pet lizards in their cells with them.
They just want to have something genuine,
And they like want that like, that they want to care for
they
something.
want to care for something. And I don't see how
How could you be
I don't
against
see
that?
how can you yeah, I just don't see how there's an argument against it. I really don't. That would be my program, because that's the one I thought of earlier and you mentioned the dogs, and I'm like, boom, sold.
Love that.
All right, I have one more from Hello Kitties. Hello Kitties, thank you. What's your man's favorite prison recipe made with ingredients from commissary, and would you try it?
Oh my God, my husband's gonna kick my ass because, y'all, I'm just not, first off, I'm not a foodie. Anyone who knows me, I'm not a foodie. I don't know things about food. All I know is that I've been told that my husband is a phenomenal cook, not even just from him, so it's not even just him running his mouth.
Okay.
It's like his past cellies and his cellies now, and I know he likes to make burritos. I've heard from a lot of his friends that Joe's burritos are off the hook, and like when he leaves, like, and I've had to relay messages for him, they've been like, yo, bro, missed your burritos. Like, so I guess without knowing how he makes them, maybe I'll have to follow up so I can let you guys in on his like secret tea.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I'm gonna just say that'll be my answer, and I'll come
Well,
back
and
with
I was gonna
how.
say Mike's burritos. That's his favorite thing to eat.
Of course, our men are the same.
And he ate some tonight. He was telling me about his awesome burritos. And I would try it. He even made burritos for some of the correctional officers. Like they would eat his burritos. So I know if a free person is eating his burritos, they have to be pretty damn freaking good, you know? So I would love to have a burrito with Mike that he made.
Period.
Yeah. And I would love to learn to make one. I know they use
Hot plates and stuff.
yeah. Well, they have a microwave, so they use that,
Oh.
but yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Some burrito.
Wait, I had one more.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, wait, it's in my messages.
Burrito. I'm sorry.
How do you deal with the distance and lack of physical touch when you're married to someone who's incarcerated, especially LWOP MWI, i.e., not being able to go out with your loved one to the restaurant or other activities couples typically do, cuddles, having his physical presence around the house, etc. We've been married for almost 2.5 years together, for almost 6, best friends for 11 years, and we're in the middle of a major rough patch surrounding this very topic. How do you guys deal with the distance?
Wow. I totally feel that, especially as someone who only had less than 24-hour contact with my husband at one point. How do I deal with that? It's hard because you see, like, I go out, I try to go out with my girlfriends or friends from high school or, just friends in general. And you go out and you see couples together and you get that twinge of jealousy, like I want to be able to do this with him, Damn. I don't know how to combat that. You just kind of have to enjoy the moments that you have with your friends and
Self-care,
yeah.
balancing it. Like you can have like a spot that you go to where you go and you like think about each other, like, you know what I mean? Like there's different ways you can do things. Like I think I've talked about it on the pod before. Joe and I, when we used to not be able to have calls every night because we just didn't know if he would get to the phone or not, and it's before they had tablets. We would have a specific time. I think it was like 10:15 every night, where so it'd be 7:15 his time, where we would both look at the clock and like for a solid like 3 minutes, just sit and think about each other, no matter what the
I
other one
love
was
that.
doing. So it's like
Yeah.
we both knew that within those 3 minutes, the other one was sitting on the other side of the country thinking about the other person. And I feel like
Yeah.
that was a really special way to feel close to him when we couldn't even talk.
Yeah. And I love the idea of I love that. And I love the idea of like when you do go do stuff out, and you go do things and you see couples together or you're going out with your friends or you go to a movie or you go do whatever, have them like send you a little email or a message just saying like, I wish I could be there, but know that I'm thinking of you, or you send them something while you're out, like I'm over here. I wish I could have a drink. I usually send Mike like a little picture and say something like, I wish you were here with me to enjoy this with me, but I'm thinking of you. Like just those little things also help with the sting, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
It is hard though, because it's like
Yeah.
obviously you want them here, and not having like the physical touch is hard. I feel like it's harder for me to speak on this because I have my family visits.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, regardless, I'm not sure if you met your husband. It sounds like before. So
Yeah.
that alone would be such a hard, like, I don't know how the
Hard
ladies do
switch.
it that were
Yeah.
with them before. Then they go in and like you have to deal with that. Like that whole aspect is a whole nother beast. I think it's just kind of communicating with your loved one, figuring out like your love languages and what you guys need from each other to feel supported.
Yeah. And to feel to lessen that sting of missing them so much. I know for me when we only had like 5 or 6 contact visits a year, I'd have a countdown of when the next time I'd be able to touch him and
Joe
just
does that.
never taking those times, those hours, those minutes, those seconds for granted because you know there I will say having that contact with him, even if it was just a few hours, does something for my soul. It makes the sting lessen. Now the week after, I'm probably having the post visit blues, but
Yep.
it's just something to motivate you to keep thinking. Well, okay, I'm not with him right now, but okay, I have like 20 days left. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Paige, you actually just got a question, so I'm gonna go ahead and do
Go
this for you.
ahead.
It's directed to you from Mama. Paige, what are your favorite things to do in flight to pass the time to see Joe?
That's a good question. I'm annoying and sometimes buy Wi-Fi because I'm so bored, especially if I have that Charlotte to San Diego flight, y'all. That is fucking boring.
It's a long flight,
Yeah,
coast to coast.
it's a long one, and so I like to buy Wi-Fi. So I'll usually just like cruise on different apps on there. If I get stuck on a plane that doesn't have Wi-Fi, I usually mess around on my phone and play like Candy Crush, or I try to sleep. I don't really sleep because I'm like just too much of a nervous ball of jitter, no matter what. But yeah, usually I'm just sitting there anxiously waiting to get to wherever I'm going. But normal people,
Yeah.
just travel. But I'm not
Okay.
normal. So,
Keep yourself busy. All right. That's all I have for questions
me too.
and comments.
Me
So
too.
I guess that's all that we have, darlings. Sorry. But that was some good questions. I will say, y'all came through with some good comments and some great questions. So thank you for that.
Period.
All right. Well, I guess it's that time where we're gonna hit you with the meme of the week. We obviously hope you can tune in Friday, February 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see Paige live on the Instas with Pelly Post. And we hope that you guys do find something wonderful for you and your loved one for Valentine's Day. And hey, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling I need I need a little love, I need a little support, I need a little hold me up here. Come join us over at Love Within Walls, our Facebook support group. We will be having a Valentine's Day Zoom. I think the 15th. So come and join us, and that way you don't have to be alone for Valentine's Day. But I encourage you to find something meaningful for you and your partner to do. It doesn't have to be on Valentine's Day, but maybe sometime in the month of February, the month of love. So love your mans, and they'll love you right back.
And if they don't, throw them in the trash.
I'll come over there and throat punch them. All right, guys. Well, we love you so much. And a big shout out to our Patreon. And we're going to get ready to. Let me pull it up. Are we ready, Paige? We got a little surprise for our Patreon friends, our Patreon lovely ladies. All right, let me pull it up.
Well, we can end this and then start it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we love you. Besitos.
Bye, friends. Love you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy. Well, we'll have one more before V-Day, but
yeah, but preparing Valentine's Day Part 1. Bye, y'all.
Bye, friends. They say we should move on,
but that we should let go. They don't know this love. They don't know this road. Through the bars, through the pain,
we still
ride.
And our Patreons fight.
Let me out.
But we still hold him down, no doubt. Chris, Bailey, Julie, stay real.
Mona, Erica, you know the deal.
You know the deal. Jess, Tiff, Paige, and Ash, Prison Wives for Life, built to last.
Laura's writing. Jesse too.
Wait, okay.
Caden, Erica pushing through. Jen and Lillian say they judge us, but we're here to stay.
Terrible. Zay and Kai still send that mail. Mama S keeping snacks for bail. Mallory, Rochelle, Beth, and Tay. Tired of hearing girl walk away.
Verse 2 funnier with that prison wife sass. We got to get sassy. Ready?
All right.
Love without limit.
They got him locked up.
They won't let him out.
But we stay loyal. No doubt.
Love without limit. Michelle K, Ellen, Amanda riding all day. Kelsey L, Lily 2, Luce, and Lauren pushing through.
Giovanna, Carla, Sarah LB, Patreon fam, still reppin' free. Through the bars, through the fights, they fight the stigma by our side. That didn't rhyme.
That's okay. Because we're locked up. They won't let him out. They won't let him out. Oh. Okay, wait. They got the last verse.
They don't get it. They don't see. This love is real. It's loyalty.
Through the time, through the shame. Patreon's riding. They know the game. Woo! That was.
We love y'all so.
We love y'all so much. We
just did that for you.
4 minutes of hell.
Yeah, honestly,
sorry to put you through that, but we love you guys.
Actually, I probably won't watch this back.
No, I will not watch this part back. This is atrocious. My singing is terrible. But just know they won't let me out. Oh, they won't let me out. Well, we love our Patreon peeps. We wrote a song for you guys. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
While we're with us, come on over.
Yeah, you get a song written about you too. Yeah. We love our Patreon crew. Just saying.
Love you guys.
We love you. Hopefully you enjoyed our terrible singing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll think of something better for the next Patreon sponsored
That was
episode.
fun though. I enjoyed singing.
had
I didn't
fun.
know, but I enjoyed singing.
Rate us on a scale of 1 to 10. Don't be mean.
It's like a 0.
Give us a 1 at least.
Give us a 1.
We
At least a
showed
1.
up.
At least a 1. We sang everybody's names in that freaking song.
Yes. If you didn't hear your name, let me know. I'll type your paragraph to you.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys so much. Thanks, Patreon peeps.
Thanks for sponsoring us. Love you.
Love you. Bye.